Okay, sixth graders, we're going to go on to lesson 13.3, and this is on graphing functions. This word function means a set of numbers that are related in some way, okay? Numbers that are related. These are numbers like numbers you would use in converting measurements, okay? Can you think of a conversion factor or how we convert, for example, inches and feet?
12 inches equals a foot.
12 inches equals 1 foot. Yep. 12 inches equals 1 foot. So, as an example of a function, if we were graphing inches and feet, we could have a chart like this. Inches, feet, and 12 inches equals 1 foot. 24 inches equals 2 feet. 0 inches equals 0 feet. And this is an example of a function. These numbers are related. Okay? If we were graphing it, we would graph it like this. This is two numbers that go together. So that's a point. Let's make this inches and this feet. So let's do this. 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24, and this is 1, 2, 3. Okay? So if this is inches, and this is feet, we can draw a graph of inches and feet. Here's 0, 0. Here is 12, 1. Here is 24, 2. What do you have when you connect the dots? A line. We just graphed a function of inches and feet. Numbers that are related in a way. Okay? That's what we're going to be doing today. We're going to be looking at numbers that are written as a function and graphing them. And we'll be finding a missing value, looking for a pattern and then finding a missing value. And so go to your worksheet. On your worksheet, they list a set of numbers called a function. And in number 1, it says graph the data on a coordinate plane. So we're going to do that first. It says write an equation relating y to x. That's more of a challenge question. So if you can figure out a way to write that as an equation, that could be a challenge for you, but we're not going to do that together as a class. However, we're going to use the line, we're going to use the pattern to find a value for the one that's missing. So, the numbers that are given are, they're written both horizontally in a chart like this of x and y. And they're also, I wrote them on a chart. This is the way that you'll see these numbers mostly written when you get into algebra next year, or pre-algebra next year. You're going to see them written like this, as a T-chart, it's called, with x on the left side, y on the right side. Okay? So, that's why I transferred these numbers onto the T-chart. Jacob? Yes, RW86.
Okay, thank you.
We're always on the reteaching side first with the example on it. Okay? Number 1 has the numbers written in. So find where it says -2, -7, -1, -5, 0, and then there's one missing. 1, negative 1, and 2, comma 1. And then they're also written this way on a chart. How else could we write these numbers? How else could we write these numbers? You wrote them on your assignment today in a different way. How else could we write them? Kaden?
With the parentheses and the number.
Exactly. We could take these numbers and write them as, do you remember what it's called when they're written this way? What are these numbers called when they're written this way? Starts with an O. Ordered pairs, exactly. So these are written as ordered pairs or points to graph. 1, negative 1, and 2, comma 1. So over here, let's change our coordinate graph. And let's graph these points instead. So negative 2, negative 7. Now what I'm going to do is put, if you're ever graphing on a sheet of graph paper that doesn't have numbers on it, you have to put numbers on it. Okay? 2, 4, 6, 8. 2, 4, 6, 8. Negative 2, negative 4, negative 6, negative 8. And negative 2, negative 4, negative 6, and negative 8. Okay? Now, you don't have to label every line. In fact, I could have just labeled this 5, 5, negative 5, negative 5. But all of the lines do need to be labeled. All the ones you're using need to be labeled. Okay? So now, transfer the numbers from the chart to the graph. Okay? Do that now. That's what you did in yesterday's assignment. Mark these as points on the graph. Transfer the points, written as ordered pairs, a number 1, to the graph. Here's negative 1, negative 5. I'm going to skip 0, because I don't have another number next to 0. Negative 1, sorry, 1, negative 1. And 2, 1. And then connect the dots. Exactly right. So you should use a ruler when you're connecting the dots. So you make sure you line them up and you draw a straight line. Okay? Then put an arrow through them. My line is just a little off. It's hard to do on the board. Should be down a little farther right there. So, what you'll notice is that the line does go through the y-axis, goes through the 0 line. And so using the line, you can figure out which number is missing. When x is 0, in other words, when you are on the y-axis, because you haven't moved right or left at all, x is 0, where does the line cross the y-axis? -3. So, that's the missing value, isn't it? Wherever the line crosses at 0, that's the missing value. Do you see what we're doing? Okay, go to the next one, number 2. Number 2, I'm going to work on right here. So the numbers are written in -2, -4, -1, -1, 0, 2, 1, something, and 2. We're going to use these as our ordered pairs. Okay? You done with that one, right? Okay. We're on this one now. So, find -2, -4. -1, -1, 0, 2, and 2, 8. Okay. Where does it cross the 1? Which one is missing now? That one? Close. One 5. If you use a straight edge, use a straight line, be as accurate as possible. Okay? Now, on the reverse side, on the next side, PW86, I want you to skip down to number 3. I want you to do numbers 1 and 2. 1 and 2 are just like the ones we just did. But in number 3, we're actually finding some numbers that are related and making a chart. Okay? Jacob? Follow along. The store gives 10 free gifts with each laptop it sells. Make a table relating sales of 1 to 5 laptops to the number of gifts given. And then, if you're able to, and this is an option, write an equation for this function, graph the data, and then figure out how many gifts does the store give when 7 laptops are sold. So, what you're going to do is fill in the pattern and then use that information to draw a graph. So, I've set this up for you so you know how to relate these numbers. On a chart, when you're using charting numbers on a real situation, instead of using just X and Y, you should use the actual words from the problem for X and Y. Now, oftentimes, you'll assign a variable to that as well, like S for sales and G for gifts. And so on your chart, if you make one this way, it'll be S and G Just make sure your S doesn't look like a 5. Okay? But we'll use the chart that was given. When one laptop is sold, how many gifts are given out? 7. So 2 would give 14, 3, 4, 5, and now we can just use these numbers and plot those points on the graph. What do you think the bottom numbers represent? The sales, correct. So write this as, label this as sales, and label the other one as gifts. How about when 0 sales? When there's 0 sales, there are 0 gifts. 1 sale will give us 7, right? So it's going to have to be below the 10, somewhere below the 10. It's not going to be on the 10. You're going to have to mark that on the line below. And then a little above the 20. Or sorry, above the 10 for 14. And then a little above the 20. And then a little below the 30. And then right between 30 and 40. Draw the line. So at 7, it'll be right below the 50. Do you see the pattern? Do you see how the line relates to the numbers? And do you see how those numbers are related? Okay, yep. That's what you're learning about today, is how numbers from a real world situation like this can produce a line on a graph called a function. Kathy?
Maybe I'm just missing something, but I can't figure out where the 7 comes from. Because
Yeah.
the store just sells 10 free gifts.
Oh, 10 gifts. I'm sorry, I looked at the 7 and thought of 7. Yep. So to answer the question, if a store gives 10 gifts per graph. Oh, I see. So this number is wrong. For every 7 laptops sold. So this should be.
We have to redo the problem.
So, no.
We don't?
Just change this to 7 and just making sales of 1 to 5. Okay, that'll work. Instead of 10, we'll just change it to 7. Since I used the wrong numbers. Okay. I think I used the right numbers for this one.
Yes, you did. You did.
Sam earns $25 per hour solving computer problems. He's called an IT technician. So, for 1 hour, you earn $25. Fill in the rest of the chart. Then graph the numbers. Graph the numbers. draw the line, and then answer the question. And if you want a challenge, write an equation relating the number of hours worked to the the amount of money earned.
You should make advanced math do that.